Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day, night, whatever it is. I hope you're having a good one. Today is a very exciting video because I'm gonna be trying out a lot of products, like a lot. I'm gonna let you guys know which ones I think you should run and get at your drugstore right now, or which ones, you know, just to pretend like they're not there and just keep walking. So if you like these type of videos where I try out products and let you guys know my honest thoughts, please give it a like, and also don't forget to subscribe. I'm really happy to be back with you guys, enjoying making content. Let me know if you guys have any ideas. You can put it down in the comments, but let's just go ahead and get started. So what are we trying today? We are trying a lot of cream blushes, like a lot. Like, I wanted to go to the drugstore and just get as many as I could on my hands because I really like cream blushes, and I only have like a couple in my makeup stash. So I wanted to give it a go and also try out different formulas from different brands, give you guys kind of my thoughts, and then let you guys know which ones I think are worth it, because some of them are also not that cheap. I realized that today when I was walking in the drugstore. There were a couple that were on sale, which was awesome, but there were a couple that were not, and I was like, dang, like these are kind of expensive. We're just gonna get right into it. I have them kind of lined up here, so I guess we'll try them as I have them. I have the Quo Beauty Lip and Cheek Mud Souffle with buildable color. There were a lot of things on display by Quo, but unfortunately I didn't really have the chance to like really check everything out because they were restocking everything. Like, there was a lady there restocking. I actually had to ask her, like, hey, can I grab something, you know? It looks so much like Rare Beauty, like so much. Even a lot of their products that I saw there seem super similar to the Rare Beauty packaging. So I don't know if they're like trying to, you know what I'm talking about. So technically, these are the claims. Technically, this is like a set. It says lip and cheek mud. I'm just gonna swatch it. It has a big doe fit applicator, as you guys can see there. So I'm gonna swatch a little bit. Oh wow. Okay, so the formula, right as I'm swatching it, feels definitely very like moussey. It has like that kind of velvety kind of finish. I just kind of blended it right there on the back of my hand, and it doesn't feel gritty, it doesn't feel heavy, and this is kind of the finish that it leaves. I forgot to say the shade. This is Rose Petal 12. Next, I have NYX. So we have Bombshell. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Blush Mousse. So same idea. It's kind of like a moussey kind of consistency probably. This one has like a little triangle doe fit, which is nice. Let's watch it. Wow. Hella pigmented. Like, dang. Okay, that was just one swatch. So I'm kind of patting it because I want to see the consistency. So this one, it has the same kind of consistency as the Quo Beauty one, but it's way more pigmented, as you guys can see. So this one, a little bit will go a long way. Same finish, same like velvety kind of finish to it. And this one's in the shade Bombshell. I don't know if I mentioned that. The other one that I got is in the shade Baby Doll. This is the other one. Let's put it here on the side. Wow. Yeah, so these are very pigmented. I feel like these could even be used on the lips. This one doesn't technically say that, but I feel like low-key you could definitely reuse them. And let's blend it out. I feel like you don't have a lot of time to blend these out. I feel like they dry out a little bit quicker than the Quo Beauty. That's just kind of something I'm noticing as I'm swatching them. But it's a very nice color. It's like definitely pinky, and once it dries, it seems like it just doesn't move. You can definitely see the difference in terms of pigmentation. Like, this one was the Quo Beauty, doesn't have like that much pigmentation, which I kind of prefer for blushes because I feel like once you have too much pigment, it can be kind of hard to blend it out and it can be kind of scary. But either way, we're gonna try them out and we'll see on the face. This is the other one and this one. Okay, next is the Maybelline Cheek Heat Gel Cream Blush Sheer Flush of Color. This one, I think it's gonna be a little bit different Then the other three that I just tried out, one is supposed to be a gel cream blush. The packaging is a squeezy tube, so it's not like a little doe foot applicator, it's just a squeezy tube. This one's in the shade Nude Burn. Okay. This one's like hella packaged. Like it has like a plastic, then it has this, like damn. Okay, let's put some right here. I'm gonna use a little bit, like little bit, because I don't want to use too much. And let's blend it out. Oh well, yeah, okay. So definitely has like that gel consistency. Doesn't feel thick. I'm gonna apply a little bit more because I wanted to be able to notice the color. The color is Nude Burn. See how it builds on top of it. First impression is just putting it on my hand. I don't love the consistency of it, like the texture, because it's very gel-like. So I feel like if you're gonna be applying this on top of like a full coverage foundation or something like that, I feel like it's gonna kind of interfere and it might not blend nicely on top of it. But that's just kind of my thoughts right now. I don't know, we'll see how it dries down. And also the color, like I don't know if you guys can see it, but where I applied a little bit more, it seems like a little bit patchy. Next, I was hella excited when I saw this. This one is the Camel Blush, a liquid blush, which is high pigment. I actually saw someone else already kind of talking about this on YouTube, and they said that the pigment is like crazy. So I'm very excited. I got the color Coral Crush, which just looks beautiful. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit. Oh my god. Yeah, you don't need a lot with this, it seems. Very pigmented, yes, but it looks beautiful. I love the color. It's definitely a little bit more intense. I love these kind of colors, especially during the summer season. This color is gonna look fire. Okay, I love it. We shall see how it looks on the face. Right now I'm liking how it's looking. That's cool because the first ones that I put on my hand were a little bit more kind of like matte. These ones have more of like a creamy, dewy kind of finish to them. So they don't look and they don't feel like a matte, moussey consistency. They definitely feel a little bit more like creamy, jelly kind of formula, and they like kind of dry off to like a dewy finish. The last two that I got are from Milani Beauty. These are the Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush. I got the shade Cheeky Coral. These ones seem to have a little squeezy tube as well, which is nice. I feel like you have control over how much product is coming out. Yeah, so it has a little squeezy tube. It's a little bit different packaging than the other ones, but it's nice. It's a little bit more liquidy. Like I'm noticing that right off the application on the back of my hand. Oh my god, this one, it's very strongly scented, but like not like anything like fake. It just smells like literally makeup. I don't love the shade, at least on the hand. I feel like it looks way too orange, like way too orange. What do we think? Yeah, I'm not loving that shade, but we shall see it on the face. I'm not gonna judge. It's not the same shade as I saw on the packaging, like at all. Like, do we see the difference? It's completely different. Let's see how this one turns out, because this one is supposed to be like a pinky kind of shade. This one's Pink Flirt. You guys can see kind of the consistency. It's very, I feel like it's very liquidy. Like in comparison to the other ones that I have just put on my hand, I feel like this one's quite liquidy. Oh, I like the shade. Yeah, the shade's nice. I feel like it's very natural. You guys can see it there. Okay, so what do we think right now? It's very interesting. Different textures, different types of finishes, so that's very exciting, because again, I feel like it just helps with the different types of skin that we have. You know, not everybody has the same type of skin, so it's just good to have variety, you know. Okay, so we're gonna be trying out these blushes on this side of my face. Right now I've just applied a little bit of foundation, just a light layer, just to kind of have an even canvas, you know, to try these out. The first one we'll try is the Quo Beauty Lip and Cheek Mud on the back of the hand. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit. The consistency is a little bit kind of weird, and I feel like the doe foot doesn't really pick up much product. So like I'm trying to apply some on the back of my hand just to apply with the brush. I feel like it's a little bit difficult, but let's see. I'm just gonna use a little brush like this one. It's not super dense, it's kind of like fluffy. Let's just go right in. Gonna dab some right there. All right, let's go right in. It seems like we have quite a bit of product, but let's see how this applies onto the skin. Gonna go into a little bit more. That's beautiful. I really like the fact that it has a matte finish, because I feel like a lot of blushes, they tend to be very like dewy, and most of the times you have oilier skin. You don't want that kind of finish on your skin, or you don't want it to look like oily and dewy. So this is wonderful. Definitely dries down to have like that matte velvety finish. Like you guys can see, there's like really no shine coming through. Really like the shade. It's very nice. I feel like this kind of shade is nice for anyone who has light to medium skin tones, because it's not super pigmented, but it definitely gives you like the amount of pigment that you want. And it looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't look heavy or anything like that. You guys can see right there. It's also not patchy. So I thought because of the formula, this is kind of my first time using this kind of like souffle, kind of velvety, moussey kind of formula. And it doesn't, like, once I go back with the brush, it doesn't like pick it up or anything like that. Like it doesn't do anything weird, which is awesome. And yeah, I like it. I guess my only complaint would be the applicator. Like I don't love the fact that that little dot is all the product you kind of get when you go in. So that would be like kind of my only complaint about it. But other than that, it seems like a very nice formula. So in natural light, it looks even like more kind of matte. But I do have to say, I just touched my face and I feel like it picks it up. Like my finger picked up some of it. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see. I feel like it just doesn't set. I got patches now from where I touched it. So you guys can see right there. I just picked it up. You guys see, if I touch with my finger, it picks up all the blush and the foundation that I had at the bottom. So that makes me feel kind of waste now, because I thought it was gonna be like nice and kind of long wearing, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems to kind of be able to be blended. But yeah, you guys can definitely see the patches where I kind of picked it up. So I don't know about this one. I feel like I'm kind of feeling waste right now. Let's try out the other ones and then we shall see. Okay, let's move on to the next product. So I have the Sweet Cheeks. We'll try this out, this color first. Right there. I don't want to apply too much because as we saw at the beginning, this one seems to be super pigmented. Let's just go in with the light application of it. So I'm going to take the brush. So you guys can see I'm kind of really pressing that product onto the brush so that it's not just sitting on top. So I'm kind of working it. It seems to be blending nicely there, but let's go right onto the cheek. I like the shade. Very pretty, kind of like pinky shade. Very pigmented. So as you guys can see, I kind of blended it onto the back of my hand, but still got a lot of pigment onto my cheek, which is nice because sometimes I feel like with these type of formulas, it can tend to just kind of blend it onto your hand or whatever you have, and then it won't actually apply the same kind of way onto your face. But not with this. It seems very nice. Seems like I got an even application of it. Very nice. I like it. I really like the shade as well. Like, it's not super pigmented red pink, which I feel like sometimes some pinks can tend to do that and I don't like it. But no, this one seems to be like a nice shade of pink. What do we think? Looks really nice on the skin. Okay, I want to try building it up just to see, just to try out the formula. So I'm gonna go Same thing, but I'm applying less product this time. So I applied very light amount. I have more product there. Let's see how it'll build up. Very beautiful. And the formula seems to be really nice and beautiful. It's like a matte kind of formula. Now just ignore, I'm applying more because I want to see kind of how it blends and how it sits on top of each other, but don't get alarmed. It looks beautiful. I really like the finish that it gives the skin. I feel like it gives a very like soft focus kind of finish, which is beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot. And let's try putting my finger on top to see if it does the same thing as the Quo Beauty. No, okay. So it definitely finishes the same kind of way. I don't know how I feel about this kind of formula at the moment, because I feel like it just kind of sits on top of your skin. I like it. I think it's nice. It doesn't pick up as much as this one did. Like this one was definitely just kind of sitting on top. This one I feel like it's a little bit more blended into the skin with the foundation that I'm wearing underneath. And it looks really nice. I like it. Let's try out the other shade. This one's in the shade Bombshell. Same thing. I'm gonna use the back of my hand to apply it onto the skin. I always recommend with cream blushes to kind of do this technique. Don't go right into with the applicator and put it on your face, because you're probably gonna remove some foundation and you're not gonna get the finish that you want. So yeah, definitely this one's a little bit more pigmented. Like I said, I feel like it's a little bit more for those deeper skin tones, but it's still, you know, something I can use. I just have to use the light hand of it. Just blending it, and you guys can see my entire motion is just pushing it into the skin. So I'm kind of patting it. I'm not swiping. I'm not doing any of that motion, because you will be removing foundation from underneath if you go with those type of motions. Like if you go swiping on your face, it'll just not be a good thing. I like it. I definitely like it, and I think I prefer this formula over the Quo Beauty one. I just think it looks a little bit nicer. It doesn't look heavy on the skin. It definitely feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy, and I feel like it doesn't pick up as much on my finger. Like once I go in to touch it, you definitely get a little bit of it on your fingers, but not a lot. I think definitely you don't get a lot like the Quo Beauty. Like the Quo Beauty, I literally touched a little bit and like all of it came off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's nice. I like it. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next type of formula. Okay, so I've got the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. Very excited for this one, like I said, because I've heard a lot of people talk about it and be like, oh my god, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so as I said, this one is in the shade Coral Crush. I'm gonna use the same kind of technique. I'm gonna use a little bit, literally a little bit, because I feel like this one is gonna be hella pigmented. And I'm gonna change my brush because this is a different formula. I don't want it to kind of smash or anything like that. Same thing, I'm going into the back of my hand, right in. Okay, so right away, I think I'm loving this formula already. It just, there's something different between a gel or like a liquid blush in comparison to like a souffle, creamy, matte, moussey consistency with products. Like this, I feel like it's not looking like it's just sitting on my skin. I feel like it blends with the skin. You know what I'm saying? Like it even seems like it's just my skin that's blushing. It doesn't look like I have product on top of my skin. Having said that, I'm not saying that those blushes that I tried all did that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the different formulas will look a different type of way on your skin. I still have a lot of product right here, so I'm just gonna go back with my brush, pick up a little bit more, and go right onto my cheeks. Yeah, I feel like this shade is gonna be popping for summer because it just looks like you've been out in the sun, you're a little sunburned, you know, and you just look like you're living life. Literally living life. And it looks beautiful. I love it. I'm not surprised because usually e.l.f. products like this I just really like, and I feel like they nailed it with this kind of formula. Like, it just looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't look heavy, it doesn't emphasize anything, and it has a nice kind of finish. It kind of looks a little bit more dewy, but that's also because of the creamy finish to it, liquidy finish to it, in comparison to the other one. So that's nice. I like it. Very good e.l.f. I'm very happy. Yeah, very nice finish. Next we have the Maybelline. So this is the Cheek Heat Sheer Gel Cream Blush. Now the name is kind of throwing me off a little bit because I don't know exactly how it's going to be on the skin. I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit with my finger because, like I said, the consistency is a little bit more like liquidy and it's a little bit like a gel. Like, it definitely feels like a gel consistency. Let's blend it. That's just sitting there. So let's go in with the brush. Feels quite wet. Like, once I dabbed it into my skin, feels quite like a wet formula. Definitely has more of like a dewy finish. Like, do you guys see it? It's not like super greasy, but it's definitely a little bit more dewy than the other ones that I've tried. Even the e.l.f. one was not dewy like this. I feel like it's blended nicely though with the brush. I was a little bit scared that it would be kind of patchy, but it's not. Like, you guys can see, it's nice. That thing is just poking through, but just ignore it. Very nice. I'm actually more surprised that I like it because I thought I was not gonna like it. I'm gonna pick up whatever's left onto my hand. I'm just gonna build it up to see how it builds on top of each other. Really nice formula. Wow. I feel like this is the type of formula that I would wear right now in the winter season when my skin's a little bit more dry and needs a little bit more of like that plumpiness, and it looks, you know, I want it to look a little bit more dewy, right? In the summer, I don't know exactly if I would gravitate towards this formula just because it does look a little bit more dewy. Like, do you guys see that? So I feel like with my oily skin in the summer, it might not combine too well. But right now, I like it. It looks very nice. I'm surprised. Very surprised. I like the shade as well. It's like a nice, it's like mid-tone. It's not super pink. It's not super browny, but it's kind of like right in between. And I like that. Very nice formula. So you guys can see it. It's not sitting on my skin either. You can definitely see that it just blends into it. And doesn't have any shimmer, anything like that. It just has like a natural glow to it. We're gonna try out the last brand that I have here. So I have the Milani one. Let's try out the Pink Flirt first. Same thing, I'm gonna use my hand, the back of my hand, gonna kind of blend it in because this one, same thing, it has that kind of like jelly consistency, which now I'm very excited about because I really like that Maybelline one. And I got off camera a little bit and it looked beautiful on the skin. So right now I feel like I'm very surprised with that one. Let's go in to it with the brush. And I feel like this one is not gonna have as much pigment, but let's just see how it goes. Yeah, this one definitely doesn't have that much pigment. You guys can see it's very sheer. Maybe if you have a lighter skin tone, it might be a little bit more noticeable on your skin, but right now on me it's giving very sheer. So let's apply a little bit more. Okay, I'm starting to see a little more pigment, but I feel like I have to use quite a bit of product with this. And then I went in with the Beauty Blender and I feel like it just picked it up. Kind of, right? I feel like this formula is very dewy. Like, do you guys even see right here? Very, very, very dewy formula. Let's see once it kind of dries down. But right now, yeah, I definitely feel like it's... What the fuck just happened there? Do you guys see? What is that? It's getting patchy.
Bruh.
And it's giving me like a spot that I didn't even know I had there. What in the fuck? I'm very confused right now. Okay, I'm not loving this formula right now. Like, what is that? Don't really understand what that is. Yeah, I don't love this formula. I don't know what that is. I truly don't know what that is. But you guys can see it just kind of picked up my foundation and I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of the cheeky coral one. So this one right here, just for the sake of it. I feel like I'm not gonna like the formula either way. And I also don't really like the shade. Like, what is that kind of shade? It's literally orange. But maybe I'm judging it. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna like it. Who fucking knows? Let's go in with it. Yeah, I don't love this formula. It's too jelly, too dewy. That's a weird smell too. Okay. Either these two blended together look nice, or that orange shade isn't too bad. Which one is it? The thing is, I feel like once I go over with my Beauty Blender, because the formula is very like dewy, the Beauty Blender just kind of soaks everything up. Like, I'm gonna go over it, okay? Do we see what I mean? Weird spot, I don't know. Okay, these two colors blended together make a beautiful, so I'll probably be using like a cocktail of those two. By themselves, the pink one you guys saw on the camera, it didn't really do much. I'm building it up to see if it picks up any of the one that I already had on my face. But it's very dewy. Like, do you guys see? It just looks hella dewy. So if you want a dewy finish, if you have drier skin, maybe this formula will work for you because of that dewiness. It'll just give you the glow to your skin, you know, that maybe you're looking for. However, I would recommend using a brush, so something like this, but don't go over it so much on top with the Beauty Blender because it will pick it up. I'm literally going right on the edges only because, like I said, it just kind of picks up the product. It does look nice on the skin. Like, I'm not hating it because it doesn't look horrible, but I'm also not loving it because I feel like the fact that it did that to my skin, that it just gave me that weird spot right there, like, I don't love that. So I think it's time for me to give you guys my full thoughts. Let's do a rundown real quick. Let's begin with the Quo Beauty Souffle Lip and Cheek Mud. This is $14 at my drugstore. I don't know if I love it, to be quite honest. I think this is gonna be one of those that I'm probably not gonna be picking up as much from my collection. I could feel it on my skin, like just sitting on top, and I don't really love that. Like, I like my products to kind of melt with my other products and just look nice and smooth. This one, it's not the worst blush that I've used, like that kind of finish, but I don't love it either. So I'm gonna keep trying it and see how it works throughout the day, how it builds, how it just kind of, I guess, looks throughout the day, and then I'll get a better idea, because right now I just applied it and took it off literally, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if I'm loving that one for $14. Let's move on. Next one, I have the NYX Sweet Cheeks. These ones are $16.99, so almost $17. I feel like even though they're a little bit more pricey, I do like them better than the Quo Beauty one. They just kind of melt a little bit better onto your skin, even though they have that same kind of matte velvety finish to your skin. I feel like that's what happens sometimes with those kind of, it almost feels like a silicone kind of primer with a blush. So I feel like it can be a little bit tricky to use, and especially if you have like a full face of foundation, like I feel like these would sit better on top of it and they would actually last in comparison to the other one. So that's the only thing that I guess I have to say about these. I do like them and I would use them again. I'm gonna try them again using them all throughout the day, just like one shade at a time, and then I'll get a better idea on how long it wears. It didn't really have any claims of like how long it's supposed to wear. I do like them. Are they my favorite for this kind of formula? I guess from the other one that I tried, yes, I prefer these ones over the Quo Beauty one. Is it worth $99 though? I don't know. I mean, if you're looking for that kind of finish, I would prefer that one over the Quo Beauty. So even though it's a couple bucks cheaper, I still would recommend this one over the Quo Beauty. Next, we have the e.l.f. liquid Camo liquid blush, which you guys saw. I loved it. I truly love this brand, e.l.f. Cosmetics. I feel like they do a wonderful job, and it's only $10.99. So this, I feel like it works very well on many skin types. Like even if you have oily skin or dry skin, I feel like this is gonna work because the formula is it's quite creamy and liquidy, so it's gonna blend really nicely into your skin. Right now I'm wearing the Milani one and it has like a dewy finish. This one I feel like has more of like a satin finish, so it's not super dewy, but it definitely doesn't look like matte on your skin, so it's kind of in between, and I really like it. And for $10.99, it's wonderful. If you can find it at your drugstore, whether it's Walmart or whatever it is, I would recommend you pick it up. They do have a couple different shades. Hopefully they come out with more, but for now, you know, it's kind of like a newer release and I really like it. Next, we have the Maybelline Cheek Heat. Now, this one surprised me a lot. I didn't think I was gonna like the formula because it's like a gel consistency kind of formula, but I loved it. I feel like, again, these kind of formulas are a little bit more friendly as well to use because it just helps to blend. I feel like the matte souffle kind of formulas are a little bit more difficult to kind of blend onto the skin because they just kind of sit on top. These ones, they kind of blend into the skin and I really liked it. I like the shade. They have a lot of other shades which I might go and pick up because I wanted to try, not kind of like give a try to the formula first and then see if I want to try out other shades, because they did have a lot of shades, so that's wonderful. And the price isn't too bad. I think this one was on sale actually. It had like a discount, $8.99. I think the regular price was like $10.99, so a couple dollars off. But either way, it's a very good price for what it is. Like the formula just looks wonderful and I loved it. It was very easy to use. Like I didn't have to fuss about it or anything, so I like it. And I think we are down to our last ones. The Milani Cheek Kiss. I think these were the most expensive out of all of them. Let's see. Oh, they were $16.99 as well. I like them as well. I don't love this one. I feel like the pinky tone was going to be, at least from the packaging, I thought it was going to be more pigmented and it was going to give me like that kind of pinky cool tone kind of finish to the skin, but it didn't really do that. So I guess just I'm a little bit concerned about the color on the packaging. It's not really true to what it is. It's quite a sheer formula, so that also you kind of have to build it up. You guys saw I blended these two together and they kind of worked really nicely. It's what I'm wearing on my cheek right now, this one. I like the finish. It's a very nice color mixed together. By itself, I don't know if I would wear this one by itself. It's very like orange, so I don't know how that would look, but I'll try it as well to see, you know, how it looks. But the formula otherwise is quite a sheer formula. You can build it up, but just don't go over it once it's like quite, you know, still quite wet with the beauty blender, because it will pick it up as it happened here, and it gave me kind of like just like a spot. Like it just looks like I don't have foundation there. I think my least favorite is definitely the Quo Beauty. Unfortunately, I was excited to try this one because I feel like they had, I don't know, I just thought it was gonna be better to be honest. $14, so it's quite pricey for what it is. I wouldn't recommend you try this out, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's my least favorite. My top is in between these two, to be honest. I really like the finish of them, but these ones as well, they're very good. So I feel like these, I'm very happy with the fact that I'm putting into my collection. The cool one, not so much. So I'm just happy that I have more wins than I have losses in this video, because you know, it's good that I only have this one. So either way, I'll still have it with me. Like, I'm still gonna keep trying it and see how it works, but it's just one of those that I don't think I'm gonna be gravitating towards. Okay, but yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you were kind of like eyeing some of these cream blushes at the drugstore and you were like, I don't know if I should get it, I hope that I helped you kind of make a decision. Try them out and see how they work for you as well, because every skin is different. So it might look nice on me, it might not look nice on me, and it might look nice on you, you know. So try them out, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe for more and give it a like if you liked it, and see you later.